Hello, this is a video with some additional tips for blood spot collection. So this is for any lab that you need to collect blood spots for. So first, some do's and don'ts for the blood spot card. First do is make sure that you do put your name, date, and time of collection on the back of the blood spot card. If you forget to do it before you do the blood spots, then wait till it's completely dry before you write on the back of this. Next, when you collect blood spots, as you can see on this card, this is an ideal set of blood spots. Every spot is in the center of the circle, and there's a single drop in each circle. This is how you want your blood spot card to look. And you do need to make sure that every single blood spot circle on your card has a drop in it. This card is an example of some things that you don't want to have on your blood spot card. You don't want small multiple drops. You don't want big spots that are going way outside the lines. And you just generally want to stick to a card that looks more like this. You also want to make sure, once you've collected your blood spots, that you let this card stay where you had it when you were collecting. You probably had it taped, and you need to let it sit there for 3 or 4 hours until every spot is completely dry. If you try to move the card before it's completely dry, then you can mess up your sample. You also want to make sure that you do not ever touch your finger or anything to the surface where the blood spots are going. All you're doing is dripping a drop onto each circle, and you're not touching it. A few more tips that might come in handy. First of all, if you end up with a blood spot card that looks more like this, and you feel like it might not be good enough for your lab sample, then you can contact the EquiLife support team, and we will send out additional blood spot cards for you so you can try again. A few other tips for getting the blood to flow well. If you have slower circulation in your hands, or your hands tend to be cold, or you've noticed that the blood drips are not continuing for you as you're trying to collect the blood spots, it's first of all okay to prick a second finger if you need to, though you want to do the collection all in one sitting. You don't want to wait a few hours and then finish the collection. Also, you can, before you start collecting, you can make sure your core temperature is warm enough by putting on a sweater or a fleece vest or something to keep your core warm. That'll help the blood flow to your hands. You can run your hands under hot water, not hot, but just warm enough to warm up and allow the circulation in your hands to open up a little bit. You can also shake your hands to get some blood flow down to the fingertips. And finally, you want to make sure you're very well hydrated so that your blood pressure is up at where it should be, and you're not having trouble with getting drips of blood out simply because you're dehydrated. I hope these are helpful tips. Thank you for your attention.